Fast down here, 90 kilometres now, swing through the roundabout across the single lane bridge. It is not splitting. They will not offload the sprinters, but they need to hope they've hurt their legs just enough and expect plenty more attacks to come.
This is Lucas Hamilton in the black and yellow colours. His teammate Daryl Impey is on the radio saying, "Lucas, go." And Lucas is coming through to the front. One of the youngest riders on the team, and he's racing as if he's been in the pro peloton for 10 years.
Oh, Hamilton has been a revelation in the peloton over the last 12 months, and he did such a fantastic job for Daryl Impey at the Santos Tour Down Under. Little split happening at the front of that group, but I'm sure that that chasing group is going to get them spells back on, and the sprinters will be getting very confident.
80+ kilometres per hour as they charge towards the single lane bridge. Mitchelton Scott at the front of the race with Lucas Hamilton.
Dries Devenans from the Koenig Quickstep up there as well. Daniel Oss in third wheel. Little gaps, but not enough that you'd say that's a break as they all start to come back together.
For Daryl Impey and the Mitchelton Scott team, Lucas Hamilton needs to go full gas on the next climb.
Well, they need to keep it as hard as possible, keep the sprinters in trouble. So their legs will be hurting. They've survived that climb, the ones who are left in this group, but they need to keep them under pressure, try and at least blunt their speed. Guys like Impey, Jay McCarthy, they've survived that very well. If they can hurt the sprinters enough, they'll still be competitive with them in a bunch sprint finish.
Oss at the front, followed then by Hamilton. Dries Devenans, Luis Leon Sanchez. In the blue colours, the Italian champion, Elio Viviani, straight to the front as they're about to hit the next climb. He has bike IQ that is through the roof.
It is a much smaller group now. About half of that peloton has survived the final climb of Chalambra Crescent across the single lane bridge, and then the road starts to go up again, and they're all looking towards that sharp left-hand corner and that very steep section.
And what about number 44, Alex Edmondson? If he can survive for Mitchelton Scott, he's a fast finisher.
Well, he's a fantastic lead-out man, I think, in that case for Daryl Impey, who will be a little bit fresher at this finish.
Look at this now. Richie Porter's coming to the front. The Italian champion has just dropped out of the picture. There he is, right down the far left-hand corner. He will see riders just going past him one by one, but we'll hope that he's still in touch at the top.
Richie Port knows his chances of winning this race are very, very slim. He just wants to do maximum damage now. Lucas Hamilton, he goes over the top. He says, whatever you can do, Richie, I'll go one up because we need a hard race as well.
Lucas Hamilton checks for the damage across the shoulder. Dries Devenans in the light blue colours is responding.
Well, is this Luke Rowe again or Dylan van Baal? I think it's Van Baal, the Dutchman from Team Sky.
It is Van Baal. Dylan van Baal, with strong Australian connections, is driving the tempo at the front. Followed then by Lucas Hamilton. Dries Devenans, one of the great workhorses for that team. This would be a big reward.
Well, Devenans has finished top 10 here in the past. He knows this race very well. He's not a sprinter, but he has one on the team. So he would rather choose to sit behind these two and say, I'm waiting for Viviani, because he's the man that can win this race in a sprint. But just in case we stay away, I'm not slow either, but I'll let you tow me all the way in.
Tactically a difficult situation for number 46, Lucas Hamilton, as his role was to make it tough at that climb, to drop the sprinters, and he finds himself in the break, and he doesn't look like he's going to work.
No, he doesn't look overly eager to take the front position and do some work. So Van Baal, he's at the moment being neutralised by Hamilton and Dries Devenans. Both got fast men behind. They'd rather that everything comes back together.
And Van Baal recognises the situation. There's the Italian champion, Viviani. Impey is in there. So too is Caleb Ewan. He's intact.
Jasper Philipsen was also there, I think it was, from the UAE team. The young Belgian got his first World Tour victory a week ago.
It's all over for this breakaway. If all three of them work together, small chance. Only one, no chance. Oss closes it down. It's Luis Leon Sanchez in second spot.
Luis Leon Sanchez is not slow, but he knows he needs to go to get rid of the sprinters. It's exactly what he does. He is so cunning. He knows he's got to get away from Viviani. He can't beat him in a sprint, so he's going to try his chance now.
He's a multiple Spanish national time trial champion. The man with number 51 on his back, Luis Leon Sanchez. Astana has been the most aggressive team all day long.
And Sanchez has pulled this move so many times, and with great success in the Tour de France, a multiple stage winner at the Tour, and they can't afford to even give him a few metres or they will not get him back. There's been the reaction. Three riders in the wheel.
Well, Poles it is, the Dutch climber. He won't back himself in a sprint against Luis Leon Sanchez.
Pouls goes through to do a turn, and as ever, De Koning Quickstep are right there and just sitting in the wheels, and they are just thinking solely of Elia Viviani, as Davenants, who covered the move again.
Isn't he doing an outstanding job, sacrificing his own chances? And there's Viviani on the left, also there for support, the British climber James Knox.
So De Koning Quickstep, they now lay their cards on the table, go to the front, discourage breakaways, set a high pace and try and set up Elia Viviani. How many other teammates does he have from De Koning Quickstep left in this group? We see the two climbers at the front in Knox and Davenants. Viviani is a little bit further back. I think, one other blue jersey of their team at the back, and Sky on the attack again, Van Baal.
Van Baal one more time to the well, with a couple of psychological anchors the last time around with Devenans and Hamilton. He surrendered, but he's not giving up. He's forcing the chase behind.
And everyone else in this bunch behind, they are letting De Koning Quickstep do all the work. They know Viviani's there, that others are trying to attack. They're not going to assist De Koning Quickstep. They'll let them carry the weight of the race, and the rest are trying to set up their sprinters, and there'll be plenty looking for the wheel of Elia Viviani.
And Viviani is well perched in about 4th or 5th position of the peloton. Number 27, the Dutchman, Dylan Van Baal. Sitting at the back of the peloton, 64 is the Western Australian climber. That's Jai Hindley. Just in front of him, 135, Marco Haller. He's reasonably quick.
Alex Edmondson was there at the back of the bunch, number 44. He's really having trouble trying to move himself up. Look at the pace being set by Davenants.
The average speed for the last 2 kilometres, 64.3 k's per hour.
Here comes Morkov. I was looking for blue jerseys. It's the red with the white cross, the Danish national champion lead-out man for Viviani. He's right behind Richie Porte. Viviani swings in. Daryl Impey searching for the wheel. Caleb Ewan is there as well. So's Jay McCarthy on the right, number 1.
They are all fighting for the wheel of Elia Viviani. The sprinters are in contact. They want the Italian champion, and Richie Porte is trying to bid them farewell.
Well, Richie Porte tried this move a little bit more long range a couple of years ago and got caught. He's going later this time, but the gap not opening up. They're shutting down straight away into the roundabout, onto the waterfront here in Geelong. The wind is going to be against them, and then as they swing around, it'll come in a little bit from the side and from behind. A long sprint can work here.
Van Baal, 27, he slips out the back door. Control at the front for the De Koning Quickstep team. And this is another move from Team Sky. And this time through, it is Sivakov, Pavel Sivakov, the young Russian. Quick check across the shoulder. His second season with the squad. Oz closes it down.
And then the acceleration behind from De Koning Quickstep. Looks like it could be Cavagna shutting things down. Morkov in the red jerseys on the wheel of Sanchez. There's Viviani. Here comes Mitchelton Scott with Daryl Impey. Caleb Ewan has taken the wheel of Viviani at the moment, and we know he can fight for a wheel, sometimes too hard. They're in the last kilometre now. Viviani, Ewan is on the wheel at the moment. Caleb Ewan with a unique chance to win the Cadel Evans Great Ocean Road Race. He's got to maintain this position, not get himself boxed in. Squeeze.
He's got himself in the box seats. He sits on the wheel of Elia Viviani. Caleb Ewan in 4th position.
Well, this is a very similar finish to what we saw in Adelaide last week. Little downhill onto the flat. Caleb Ewan anticipated then and beat Viviani. Crossed the line first, was then DQ'd. Can he get it right today? They are 450 metres from the finish.
Michael Morkov at the fronts. It's then Viviani, Caleb Ewan. The sprint is starting. The first to go, Daryl Impey. He just boxes in Caleb Ewan. It's now more